War Pugs. Today we're going to learn about bread. In particular, we're going to learn about why the Fat Electrician believes that every fast food joint is going to be selling loaves of bread. Now, for a long time now, people have been attacking the bread. Attacking the gluten in the bread. The gluten is there. The gluten is your friend. The gluten sees all. The gluten hears all. The gluten is hiding in your walls. Now it's going to be hiding in your local McDonald's. It's not really hiding, and it'd probably be the least concerning thing that I had heard from there thus far, especially considering all the stuff I know about McDonald's. Don't ask. Eyebrows all the way over here. War Pugs, it's the Fat Electrician. We know it's going to be good. This is the Fat Files. It's where he talks about companies. It's where he talks about just other things that interest him. I'm looking forward to it. Are you looking forward to it? Let's get into it. War Pugs, all the Fat Electrician's links are going to be in the description down below. Please check him out. If you haven't subscribed to him yet, I'm wondering why. Let's get into it.
Mark my words, if this law goes into effect, every single fast food restaurant in the state of California will start selling loaves of bread. Today we're talking about blatant political corruption and Panera Bread, and once I start going down this rabbit hole, I'm not going to be able to stop, so we're going to go ahead and get the ad out of the way right now up front.
Oh boy.
Life Go Balm. It's made in the USA, 100% organic, full spectrum CBD balm that you can put on any ache, any sprain, or athletic injury, and it's going to make it immediately feel better. This is one of the few times that I've actually approached a company to rep their product and not the other way around, because I actually use this stuff, okay? I'm 30, I'm fat, I've been doing construction for years, things hurt, this makes it not hurt. So if you're in the same boat as me, go ahead and give this stuff a try over at ZoccoLife.com. Use the discount code FAT5 to save some money. Let's get back to the video. Okay, so here's what happened. The minimum wage in California is $16 an hour. The California state government is trying to pass a law that would make the minimum wage for fast food employees $20 an hour. Now, this law isn't designed to affect every restaurant in the state of California. It's specific for fast food chains, and a fast food chain is defined as any chain restaurant that has 60 or more locations nationwide, and those locations have a drive-through, or when they do have in-dining, there is zero table service, so like there's no waiter or waitress. Okay, so exactly what most people think of when they think of fast food. Now, there are some exemptions within the law, so hypothetically, say you took a major chain restaurant like a McDonald's or a Wendy's, an individual restaurant could be exempt from this new minimum wage if that restaurant is inside of an airport, inside of a hotel, inside of an event center, a theme park, a public or private museum, a gambling establishment, or is considered a concession stand, or that restaurant is located on state-owned land. They would no longer have to pay that $20 minimum wage. Now, right off the bat, most of those seem pretty okay, except for that last one about state-owned land. It seems like the government's just basically coming out and saying, hey, everybody has to pay this new minimum wage unless it's a restaurant that we own, in which case we don't have to abide by our own rules. Essentially saying the quiet part out loud of, hey, the government's here to make sure nobody fucks you except for them. But I mean, let's face it.
Because of course it would be like that.
That's pretty much just how it's always been. It's probably how it's always gonna be. Now, this bill makes it all the way through the state government. It's in its final stages. And then at the last moment, somebody adds an additional exemption. And that exemption is that a restaurant is no longer required to pay that minimum wage if they also sell bread as a standalone item, which I think we can all agree is kind of a weird exemption. I mean, off the top of my head, that would pretty much only apply to Panera Bread. At this point, Bloomberg puts two and two together and they're like, hey, you know who owns a bunch of Panera Breads in the state of California? Governor Newsom's friend. They went to the same high school. They've done business together in the past. He even donated like $160,000 to Governor Newsom's campaign recently. So now Gavin Newsom's taking a bunch of heat for potential political corruption, and he's not just taking it from like Republicans because he's a Democrat. No, he's getting it from all sides because it's so fucking obvious that it's political corruption. I mean, he's a Democrat and he got called out by Bloomberg, for fuck's sake. So
you have to really screw up these days. I mean, at this point, you can get away with a lot, like as a politician, but to get called out, well, a politician that leans a certain way. Let's just be honest. To get called out by Bloomberg for being a shit, that you've really gone and hit the wire there, buddy.
So first, the news outlets ask him, they're like, why did this bread exemption get added in the first place? To which he basically responded, it was part of the sausage making process for the bill, and provided no more explanation. And then when the interviewer came out and just straight up asked him, like, don't you think it's a little bit weird that everybody has to pay a $20 minimum wage except for Gavin Newsom's friend? Gavin Newsom said, no, that's not true, because we never talked about it.
It's a friend of Gavin Newsom who doesn't have to pay the $20 an hour minimum wage.
But it turns out, A, it's not true. He never talked to me about it, period, full stop.
Do you understand the
Oh my God.
gravity of what that dude just said? He basically got caught red-handed giving a political favor to a buddy, and then when he was directly asked about it, he said, I'm not doing political favors for my friend, and I know that because my friend and I never talked about it. This man is literally trying to gaslight people into thinking they don't know how friendships work. Like, yeah, obviously, me and my friends have never had a direct conversation about not kicking each other in the dick, but also, we're not gonna go kick each other in the dick because we all know we're friends. And you wanna know what's gonna happen? Nothing. Absolutely nothing is going to happen, because Newsom is a politician, and politicians get away with absolutely everything. It's not a Republican thing. It's not a Democrat thing. It's if you're in the politician club, you can pretty much do whatever the fuck you want and you'll never get in trouble. I mean, there are both Republican and Democrat politicians at the federal level right now that supposedly are better stock market investors than fucking Warren Buffett, but they didn't get that good at stock trading until after they became politicians and had access to insider information, but they would never use that insider information. Never. Not once.
Never.
Like a skeleton wrapped in wax paper and slapped in the face with a pound of makeup.
So politicians get away with that. Meanwhile, I'm over here getting $120 tickets because the window tint of my car is apparently too dark, even though that's the exact same tint that came on it from the fucking factory. And that's not even the worst part. Like, am I frustrated about blatant political corruption? Yeah,
yes.
But I see it so much, so often, I'm basically desensitized to it at this point. The most frustrating part of this particular Breadgate incident is that it just highlights that politicians have absolutely no understanding of cause and effect. Seriously, I've got a 3-year-old that can put a 4-piece puzzle together, and I'm willing to bet a significant portion of these politicians can't. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to show you. Let's do a thought experiment together. McDonald's has come out and said that this new minimum wage increase is going to cost McDonald's $250,000 a year per location. Okay, let's pull up Google. How many McDonald's are in the state of California? 1,224. Okay, multiply that by $250,000. That's $306 million a year. Okay, you just put it down, because I'm trying to tell you that the California state government is about to put McDonald's in a situation where McDonald's can A, pay $306 million, or they can B, figure out how to bake a fucking loaf of bread inside their restaurant every day. Which one do you think McDonald's, aka one of the most successful capitalist endeavors ever, is gonna take? Okay? Every fucking McDonald's in California is gonna have an easy bake oven on the front desk, and they're gonna bake a single fucking loaf of bread every day, and now they don't have to pay the new minimum wage because politicians are this fucking stupid. And then not only is McDonald's gonna sidestep the entire minimum wage, they're also gonna charge $1,000 for that loaf of bread because they fucking can. It's going to turn it into an internet meme, which is going to give them free marketing. And you know what? Some people are still going to buy the $1,000 loaf of bread just to say they did it. Remember when Szechuan dipping sauce for McNuggets was selling for $15,000 on eBay? Yeah.
This is why the aliens won't talk to us, man. Because we do things like this.
Yeah, that's also gonna happen. And remember, it's not just McDonald's that's gonna be doing this. It's gonna be every fast food chain in the entire state, because all they have to do is bake a couple loaves of bread and save hundreds of millions of dollars a year. That's probably what they're gonna do. And it's like, at least with the political corruption, I can understand it. Like, I don't approve of it. I'm not a fan, but I can understand the notion that somebody's willing to break the law and fuck other people over for financial gain. I don't like it, but I can understand it. I, for the life of me, cannot wrap my head around the concept of a politician, somebody that's in charge of the rules of society, not having the mental capacity to understand the simple logic of, if I do this, they'll do that. How in the fuck is that a thing? It's like they're in a Three Stooges movie and they stop, look at the rake, and then step on it and smack themselves in the face anyways. I don't understand. There's truly nothing the government cannot mess up. They mess up absolutely everything they get anywhere near touching, and it has the weirdest ramifications on the planet. In the 1940s, the government bolstered the dairy industry because they wanted to be able to buy more ice cream for the Navy during World War II, and now there's 7 billion pounds of cheese in an underground cave network in Missouri. In the 1960s, JFK and Lyndon B. Johnson tried to incentivize Germans to buy more American chicken, and now for some reason I'm not allowed to own a Toyota Hilux, and now—
Wait a minute, what? That's why we can't have the Hilux? The Hilux, like, I drive trucks, okay? There's no way I'm buying a new one. Those things cost nearly $80,000 now. It's stupid.
Now it's looking like the California state government tried to raise the minimum wage for fast food workers and somehow didn't do that, but inadvertently made every fast food restaurant in the state sell loaves of bread. So in conclusion, I guess we'll just focus on the small silver lining of this entire story, and that is that pretty much every news outlet, left-leaning or not, has decided to call out a corrupt politician, and we need more of that in the world. Quit playing party politics where you defend somebody just because they have your same political beliefs or they're on your side, and call out corruption when you see it, whether they're supposed to be on your team or not. That's exactly how the world should be, and I think it's great journalism. So if that's your guys' news outlet and you were part of that, kudos. I appreciate it, and I'm sure a lot of other people do too. Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch over at thefatelectrician.com. Whack, bang, out. And I am gonna go figure out how to untint the windows in my fucking car.
Okay. So he's right about the political corruption thing. It's not even a question anymore. People act like you're talking about the Dead Sea Scrolls or, you know, Jesus coming back. If you talk about political corruption, oh, they could never do that. Yes, they can, and they would. How do you think some of these people that weren't worth $100,000 when they got into office are suddenly worth millions upon millions of dollars? It just happened overnight. It just happened out of the blue. Just the dumbest thing I've ever heard before in my life. It is a thing. And it's annoying. It's annoying on so many different levels, because if we tried to get away with this stuff, it'd be in jail for at least a decade, hands down. But they get away with this stuff scot-free. It drives me crazy. It drives me absolutely nuts. And there's so much of it. Like you said, you just get numb to it after a while. Go and listen to some of these. Like, if you're ever in the mood just to be annoyed with our political system to its roots, just listen to a congressional hearing about anything at all. One side is brown-nosing the ever-living crap out of whoever's sitting up there, and the other side is drilling them about something awful that they did. And if I went up and tried to do the same, like tried to give the answers these guys would give, my God, they'd throw me in the slammer. And I know it. It's just, I especially love all the agencies that investigate themselves and find no wrongdoing. I wish I could do that. Just you know, I caught you going 80 and a 35. Well, I investigated myself and found out that I did no wrong. I wish that actually worked in any other situation. War Post, I'm done. Before I have a brain aneurysm thinking about this for too long. And it's coming. It's coming, guys. Leave a comment down below with your favorite example of stupidity. I'm going to take off out of here. War Bugs, I hope you have a good night. And I'll catch you next time. Ugh.